Great Ajax now, forever aiming at Hector, trying to strike his helmet flashing bronze. But Hector was far too seasoned, combat tested, broad shoulders hunching under his bull's hide shield, his eyes peeled for a whistling shaft or thudding spear. Hector knew full well the tide of battle had turned, but still stood firm, defending die-hard comrades. Wild as a storm cloud moving off Olympus into heaven out of a clear blue sky when Zeus brings cyclones on, so wild the rout, the cries that came from the ships as back through the trench they ran, formations wrecked. And Hector's speeding horses swept him away, armor and all, leaving his men to face their fate. Trojans trapped, but struggling on in the deep trench. Hundreds of plunging war teams dragging chariots down, snapping the yoke poles, ditched their masters' cars, and Patroclus charged them, heart afire for the kill, shouting his Argives forward. Slaughter Trojans! Cries of terror breaking as Trojans choked all roads, their lines ripped to pieces. Up from under the hoofs a dust storm swirling into the clouds as rearing horses broke into stride again and galloped back to Troy, leaving ships and shelters in their wake. Patroclus, wherever he saw the biggest masses dashing before him, there he steered, plowing ahead with savage cries, and fighters tumbled out of their chariots head first, crushed under their axles, war cries crashing over, yes, but straight across the trench went his own careering team at a superhuman bound. Magnificent racing stallions, gifts of the gods to Peleus, shining immortal gifts, straining breakneck on as Patroclus' high courage urged him against Prince Hector, keen for the kill, but Hector's veering horses swept him clear. And all in an onrush dark as autumn days, when the whole earth flattens black beneath a gale, when Zeus flings down his pelting, punishing rains, up in arms, furious, storming against those men who brawl in the courts and render crooked judgments, men who throw all rights to the winds with no regard for the vengeful eyes of the gods. So all their rivers crest into flood spate, ravines overflowing cut the hilltops off into lonely islands, the roaring flood tide rolling down to the storm-torn sea, headlong down from the foothills, washes away the good plowed work of men. Rampaging so, the gasping Trojan war teams hurtled on. Patroclus, soon as the fighter cut their front battalions off, he swerved back to pin them against the warships, never letting the Trojans stream back up to Troy as they struggled madly on. But there, mid-field between the ships, the river and beetling wall, Patroclus kept on sweeping in, hacking them down, making them pay the price for Argives slaughtered. There, Prenous first to fall, a glint of the spear, and Patroclus tore his chest, left bare by the shield rim, loosed his knees, and the man went crashing down. And next he went for Thestor, the son of Enops, cowering, crouched in his fine polished chariot, crazed with fear, and the reins flew from his grip. Patroclus, rising beside him, stabbed his right jawbone, ramming the spearhead square between his teeth so hard he hooked him by that spearhead over the chariot rail, hoisted, dragged the Trojan out as an angler perched on a jutting rock ledge drags some fish from the sea, some noble catch, with line and glittering bronze hook.